The dear doctor it has proven to be way too creepy. Well, except of course this is where I came from. I'm still gonna go and have a chat with her face to face. Out of her, you could say, slightly questionable medical credentials. Maybe. Because those things don't look particularly... Well, I don't mean sanitary, I just mean that they don't even look particularly human. So maybe they've done something similar medical science than Jack the Ripper does.
Ah, moonlit sense. How did you worm your way in here?
I walked.
Very unfortunate. I had such high hopes for you. But I won't make any excuses. Would you mind leaving us alone?
Not this time, lady.
Change. You'll do the rescuing, and I'll do the saving.
Well, I don't see anybody here.
Refuse to leave. Oh. I always wanted to try my hand on a hunter.
Well, I don't think hunters are anything less. But there she is. Not looking particularly pleasant, unfriendly or friendly. But she's got a gun and some sort of weird gribbly tentacle attack. Which should imply that there's something rotten in this. Ah shit, it killed me. With that little chime, I am summoning aid for the Forbidden Woods. Not because of the basic enemies would be so dangerous that I would need them. I am vastly over level to this place, but it wouldn't be Bloodborne if vast amount of over leveling wouldn't just be a little bit of an aid. Because this game gets its difficulty from completely different things than just from your stats. But there's of course all the... And I must say that for to be a grim, dour forest, this place has very much looks like it. And it has snake monsters. Some kind of clump of snakes mashed together. I think that should be called Snake King. There's a myth about super intelligent rat consisted of several other smaller normal rats clumped together from their tails, which would be quite silly because rats they are tidy animals. They do clean themselves, so it wouldn't be possible for them to let their tails just clump together because of dirt or filth. But that snake went down. And this is also a very big and quite open area, so getting lost is not so improbable, especially after you've looted all the stuff. But there's big trees, upgrade materials, and apparently this is on the cliff to some other place. No, you are gonna... But luckily the environmental hazards like fire also hurt enemies as well, so it's not completely bullshit unfair about to you. Because the enemies also suffer from the same problems, about at least when it's a matter of open fires and pits, but usually... Well, of course, usually enemies do not get into panic and panic dodge themselves out of the cliff side to hell and hell or whatever. And that thing is just gross. It's like some sort of parasitic, horrifying thing. Killing these things mostly because I just, if I have to run away from some horrifying thing, I don't wanna run into some other monstrosity which I left behind to ambush me. Oh yeah, and where there's small snakes, there's also big snakes. And those things are just as unpleasant and dangerous and same way behaving as the smaller ones. Except of course they are much bigger, meaning they also have much more nastier venom. Which in a sense is quite wrong, as that's some sort of relief of who knows what. Oh yeah, they have added obviously they haven't added, they have put lots of gross details to this game. Just these small little facets about small things which alone are quite inconsequential, but when there are so many of them you get this sense of unease and restlessness. Oh yeah, there's a big snake down there. I'm picking a fight with that one. Yep, bit of a drop to a cliff from cliff. More shards, they are good. If not for anything else, you can always sell them for even more shards. And despite the general complete level of other mercilessness of this game's combat system, it's not without its good parts or good ideas, like this rallying system, assuming that when you get into a punch-out slugfest against an enemy, if it goes to the very fast-paced of counter hit or I hit back thing, you actually don't lose much health, because you always, with a strike, you recover some of your health back. So, yeah. There's lots of snakes down there. Oh, and there's a guy ambushed me. And even before the enemy has killed Tower down, you have a chance to actually smack him some more to get all of your lost health back. But quite often the enemies have more reach than you do. Making stab to the back hard and then rip out hearts. Yeah, the fancy way to that name for that maneuver is visceral attack, and it's quite a good name, because you're gonna do something heavy, very painful to them, and it's bloody. So it's a good name. Well, you could still state the basic method is the same. Backstab / critical strike. Deliberately organized critical strike, not that which appears by random chance. And in games which have that kind of things, there's usually... Stop screaming! I'm going to bring out the whip form of the breaded cane. When I played first time this game through, this is actually just the second time I playing this game to the end, and I am not playing the DLCs, mostly because I am not gonna buy it, and knowing that it would be more or less just the same, and not to mention the worst boss, nastiest boss of the entire game, if not the whole Soulspawn game. Although I do have seen how that boss looks like, and it's absolutely brilliantly gorgeous as the battlefield, and the boss's design is just brilliant. But otherwise I am not gonna take a risk of dying about 150,000 times to get to that far, and of course paying real money to even do that too. And there's a pork. I wonder, can I get to do the old-fashioned friendly fist up the ass maneuver, which is that you do to the big pigs. Nope, no fist up the ass for that pig. Or I'd call that hog. It's that big and huge and intimidating one. So that did I come from here? Yes, I think I did. Yeah, lots of places to go. Difficult to maneuver. I would say not so difficult to maneuver. There's lots of. Got you, surprised. With your pants down. And as I got the pants down, luckily you can stun lock them, the enemy, with your rapid array of punches. Or strikes. Or however you wanna call them. And I don't think... Oh, did I come from this place? If I did, then it would be just a fucking hilarity. Oh, I did not come from this place. Oh, no, no, I did not come from this place, but this is still just a fucking huge circle I walked around. Yeah, that should give you some hint about the navigational design of this place. It's quite confusing and jarring. Lots of turns, twists, uneven places. Really makes your sense of direction go completely wonky. And especially once you have taken all the loot, it becomes even more wonky. Still trying to wander about. I do remember it was something like a down in very low places you had to get to actually make. And that big, and also the annoying part is that at least some enemies can summon more enemies. But of course if you can kill them all, you get even more blood spilled. And yeah, it's blood. It's always blood. Sounds like another big hog. Good old fashioned fist up the ass. Yeah, that's very dirty but also highly efficient method of destroying things or causing pain or whatever. And if you like getting something fist up your ass, well, that's your business. Don't come to preach to me about it, freako. Grave guard clothings. These sets usually are quite pointless in that the bonuses they usually give are they tend to be quite minor, but in some cases those minor bonuses may be very useful indeed. Usually they are not so important. Still at the bottom of this pit. And here's a path not taken. So trying to get forward. Couple of, actually more than couple, quite many grimy corpses. Where there's one grimy corpse, there's usually more than about half a dozen bodies. More but blood vials and more of these carrier runes. They start to give them quite a lot in this phase of the game, implying that you should but then again, if you have beaten with your pen with and to get it, the tool to use it and that's a boss you must face, so come on piggy. Try yourself. Alright, don't. I just give you a stabbing strike with a cane. Yes, and there's the boss room. It's a bit of a wandering about, but I'm getting there. There's still a quite nice thing that they sometimes put these little how do you call it, balconies or or places where you can actually in a sense see something like that's your goal far there. Go get there. Route is more difficult. Route is much more difficult, but with the basic idea of that's where you are about to go. But still getting a bit. Not being a bit hesitant about getting there still. Oh yeah, there's some gate which I can now open. I can't remember, did this gate lead to someone younger Madara's twin? That's more of these. I am quite certain that if I summon the younger Madara's twin I get myself an assistant for a boss fight, which is what I do need, I do want. Old Hunter Bell. Being a proper lady, actually no, I'm a very bearded man. I would say hello to him and get ready to face Shadow of Yharnam. But what that thing is, well, it's a unpleasant kind of boss fight, not a duel. That those are in a sense understandable how they work, but battle up against several foes at the same time. Nothing particularly fancy stuff. Three shadowy figures. One of them spews fire. One of them has a bloody huge sword. Come on. Stunned him. Oh yes, I almost sliced him. One down. And when one goes down, that makes it a lot easier. Ah shit, and but it's a bit of a crapshoot about. Yeah, they also spew some snake things out of them. Stunned with a shot to the face. Yeah, big hit. Come on, don't dodge. Oh yeah, 2 down. And it's 2 on 1. Which means it's more or less ended already. It's dead. I made that look quite much easier. If you try to do it alone, without massive amount of over-leveling as I have done, you would be in a hell of a fight. And when I mean a hell of a fight, I mean it would be a hell for you to fight against them. 3, and the AI in this game isn't stupid. It knows its weak strengths and knows how to make use of them. Especially when it has strength in numbers. Oh shit, that's an old-fashioned and ambushed by a... In lack of better name, I think could be called Flyman. I don't know what... It has an official name, but I don't know it. But through the Forbidden Woods... It is time to find Byrgenwerth College. And there's of course some summoning. This is not a big place, but it is a very important place, and it's time to actually return to Hunter's Dream and with all the necessary recoveries and all that stuff. But I possibly return here. Oh, completely ready and able and willing to go and start tackling Byrgenwerth. Place of learning, science and weird fly monsters which bite me to the skull and make me go crazy. Yep, they will frenzy you. And when frenzy meter gets to the top, it's a pop, huge chunk of damage. And usually enemies which can do that. Yep. Fucking fly, man. You have way too many eyes in your head. And you see movement way too well. And you're fucking gross. And look at the size of the moon. And look at how it's in front of all the... more flymen. Smashing over the head face with a cane. Heavy, big and heavy cane. So that hurts, which is good. These things deserve hurt. And whip out. Yeah, those things, I've faced them before. Oh shit, and now look at what it's gonna do. Oh, it didn't do what it what I expected it to do, which is to say once it gets you stunned with that annoying grapple attack, it comes and tackles you and eats your brains. It doesn't kill you so badly, but it does that kind of annoying thing of sucking away your insights. Which, in a sense, is good thing, because less insight means less susceptibility to frenzy and the resulting head explosion. But also the fact that insight is a currency you can use to buy all kinds of handy thingamajiggeries. But this place is beautiful. And... oh, not this man. I didn't meant to call anybody now. Trying to... bang! Yeah. You ring a bell, small little dingly bell to get help. Oh, but looks like I already did summon somebody to be my aid. Well, not so. Oh. But it means that was quite. Oh, fire. So looks like I just have to barrel through the place. Oh fuck. That thing. Well, still being proper lady. And he's wearing a thin hat and carrying a vicious looking wheel which is used to chop things up, mangle things. But there's a gate. So it seems to have already been opened, which is good. But now time to get inside. Oh yeah, he's opening all the building stuff. Pearl slugs, all kinds of handy stuff. There's instruments of research and science and tools. And a quite vicious and a scholar of Byrgenwerth. Who goes down quite nicely. Yeah, he's carrying some sort of big sword. Well, most likely more experienced player than I am, but then again I have lots of experience of this game, but mostly in the realm of dying style. I wonder, should I summon more assistants? Yes, maybe I think I do, but once I have gotten Lunarium key. That's a key to the outside. And there was the bell ringing woman. Oh yeah, flyman again. But it already died. Empty phantasm shell. Oh yeah, and its corpse fell. Of course I could drop down, but I don't. I will use old-fashioned ladders. Calling assistance in form of Damien of Mensis and opening the door. And there's this one weak, creepy looking man. Looks like something like a pope in a wheelchair. I'll have a chat with him. Yeah, he's brain dead. And falling off to the lake. It wasn't deadly. Moonside Lake. What is here? Now that's weird and creepy. And I think I'm gonna go and kill it. I will slap it to the face and it drops stuff. Rom. The Vacuous Spider. It doesn't look like spider, it looks like some sort of insect larva. Yes, insects have several life phases and larva is one of them. And it summons monsters. Lots of them. So yeah. And this is also one of those bosses that you must fight. Where did he disappear? And how do you fight in some sort of endless expanse of lake, surface of the lake, is beyond my comprehension. But I'm doing my best to slice it and cause it pain. And that's one of the, perhaps the first display of in this game of telling that something is not just as the simple or slight simple werewolf-like monstrosity hunt with beasts and people going insane. No, it's something much more sinister and evil. As it could be anything other than that, it just becomes more. And those bug things are just love to be on my way. But Rom, the Vacuous Spider, has been slain. Yeah. And after the death in the vastness of nothingness, there's this one little woman-like statue appearing. Very prominent appearing thing to appear. That was Bloodborne. If that sounds unpleasant, it is. Things just get more and more unpleasant after the first great one has been destroyed, and that was Rom, a Vacuous Spider. So, instead of gothic horror werewolf thing with madness, it's also got things like some sort of Lovecraftian squid-like horror monstrosities. But now I'm at the Cathedral Ward. And that thing was the one which grabbed me before. It's called Amygdala. And it's quite and it's ugly. And it's bizarre. Yahagul, unseen village. And so what to say, when all kinds of horrifying monstrosities, and they've also, but it looks like, judging by that, there's been lots of those things because they built statues out of them. When that kind of thing appears, you can say that the battles have gone, well, when those kind of huge, there's several of them and they're clinging to the walls. So it's still just the time to return to the Hunter's Dream and see, is German there? Maybe he can tell me something about why the moon just went blood red. And what the hell was that, some sort of weird thing I already saw, why the moon just went blood red. It's affecting even this place. Which means it's very fundamental thing to have happened. Does Doll know anything?
Welcome home, good. What is it you...
She's Doll, she probably doesn't.
Good hunter. Your presence somehow soothes. I sense the ancient echoes. They course your veins. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
So, it's got a bit of this kind of thinking that dream and physical reality are slightly connected in a sense, that those creatures, whatever horrifying monstrosities I've seen, are there, just appearing. They've always been there, but now as one of them has been slain or killed or whatever has been happened, it becomes something like the illusions are broken. And that gate leads to a very late game thing. But I guess it's time to still wander off somewhere else. See is there anything interesting happening in the world. Arriving to Grand Cathedral of the Cathedral Ward with this beautiful church-like structures. There's some guy in this, or somebody, oh, it must be in here. Eileen.
Few hunters can resist the intoxication of the hunt. Look, just the same as all the rest. The nightmare will stay.
Oh. Yep. Going crazy. Meaning there's a fighting. Bit of stun hits. Oh shit, that's a lot of damage we can take. I think I'm gonna withdraw and come back later to deal with that problem. It's gonna be a big and heavy fight. Now, at the Yahagul, after a unsurprisingly long episode, it actually looks like the moon is actually now correct, as in clouds are in front of the moon, not behind it. But there's but Yahagul, that grappling thing, and of course there's locals, and they aren't particularly friendly at all. So now I'm trying to do a bit of it. Yep. Because those peasants keep coming back as long as that bell ringer is around. So smashing her skull out makes exploring this place a bit easier, at least partially now. Yeah, you got gun. But I still am a bit annoyed that, yes, I know that the emphasis in this game is in the dodging and the counter-attacks, being generally in a sense close quarter combat. Yes, I understand that, but why the guns have been made so that you can't even aim with them, especially knowing that there are several guns which are long arms, is really, and I don't mean long arms, those things, what many things in here has long arms, but in sense they are guns, real guns. So why you couldn't actually do anything kind of aimed shots with them is a bit of bizarre, especially knowing that they're in an implied level of technology. There should have been guns accurate to at least several tens of meters, so I guess that wondering about is to be followed in the next episode, whenever that might be. Lots of plot, lots of progress, and see you next time with this sinister, not necessarily sinister, but ominous sight of Red Moon.